Hello again. The next book in the series on self-protection is one which has been an invaluable resource for me in presenting the subject to people for many years. It's this book, Strong on Defense by Sanford Strong. Now, someone recommended this book to me, somebody in the business, I think one of my American colleagues. And in fact, I think I bought this in the United States. And what it is, apart from the normal advice on how to protect yourself, there are numerous case histories and after action reports and debriefs of actual violent encounters, which reinforce the points phenomenally. And it's those cases which make this book particularly relevant, because if somebody in your class can identify with one of the cases, then it makes the lessons even more valuable to them. And there's a broad range of cases in the book. The book itself covers many areas. There's a great section here: what doesn't work, gadgets, martial arts, women's self-defense, doing nothing, things like that. And there's whole sections on that. Another big section is dealing with fear, obviously essential to discuss in a book like this. A lot of these books do discuss fear, and what's needed is for methods of actually experiencing fear and then coping with it, not just talking about it in the abstract. And then mind setting against violence. I'll dip into the book and talk about some of the cases. And there's one case here which is Wendy's story. I won't go through everything that happened, but like a lot of these, it's an attempt at rape by a guy with a knife. So it's an absolutely terrifying situation. Now, at the moment when I'm talking about this, women's protection is a very hot topic in the UK. We've just had protests in London following the recent murder of a young woman. And for years and years, women have been demonstrating on Reclaim the Night. And all I can say is this book has got a lot of material that would help any women who fear for their own protection. He told me, "I'll kill you. I thought, you'd better mean it, you son of a bitch, because I'm going to fight this." He let go of the knife when he bolted away from me. I lunged after him. I had the knife in my hand. My hands were slashed and dripping with blood. She'd actually grabbed the blade and took the cuts to her fingers rather than the rape or the stabbing. And I stabbed him right in the face with his own knife as he was trying to fix his pants. He took off, leaving a trail of blood. In fact, he even dropped his wallet. That's how he was caught. So rather than any specific technique that you might learn in a knife protection class, of which I would recommend anyone attending, it's the mindset, that throwing the switch and deciding to fight. And that comes in several times in the book. There's another example. A lady, it's a long story, Kathleen. Now, I quoted this on courses many times, so some of you may be familiar with it. Again, a knife man attempts to rape her. I was injured, but I expected that. I was cut immediately and badly, but I didn't let that stop me. I remember thinking, raping me will be the hardest thing you've ever done in your life. What a phrase. What a mindset. I hated him for what he was trying to do to me. She actually survived. He'd put his hand over her mouth and she bit his finger right through to the bone. And that caused him to desist and run off. And then final one, a final topic I'll talk about, and again, this is one of the things I got from this book, is the advice: never go to a secondary crime scene. If you're ever apprehended or taken at knife point or gun point, and the attacker wants you to get into a vehicle or is dragging you to an alley, it can only get worse. He's doing that for a reason, which in most of these cases would be rape, probably murder. So you're better fighting there and then at the initial crime scene. There's a reason he doesn't want to do what he wants to do there. He's worried about someone intervening and so on. And there's a lot of discussion on that topic in this book. Great resource. As I say, if you're an instructor in this field, this is a book you should have. If you're interested in self-protection, again, this is a book you should have.